Yoga versus other fitness forms. Now, I personally like calisthenics, even though I'm a yoga teacher. I've tried all types of fitness forms in my life so far, except for free running, which is called parkour, in other words. That's also one of my favorites. But there is something about yoga that you must know, that most people miss. Okay. All the other fitness forms, except for Tai Chi and Kung Fu, no other fitness form has taken a holistic approach. Yoga was built on holistic grounds, which means looking at it from every angle, the human body, from every angle, from all types of needs, and to address it, and to bring about a complete solution, a complete advancement of fitness and spirituality. Yoga is not born out of a need or out of some trend. Yoga is born out of thousands of years of practice and understanding of the human body. Whether technology exists or not, it doesn't matter. Yoga is built in such a way that you don't need the technology. These days we use a little bit of instruments and some technology that I understand, but it's not really required. That's how it was built, thousands of years ago. Now, if you talk about Patanjali, it's already 5,000 years old. But then yoga existed before Patanjali. Who did he learn from? In Hindu philosophy and in ancient scriptures, it's discussed over and over, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, because this culture believes in rebirth, that you go and come, that you come and go. And so it's believed that yoga is a lot older than Patanjali. But then in recent human history, recent human memory, what we could preserve and remember is Patanjali. And that's why we always go back to that date or that name. But that's not true. Patanjali also learned it from other gurus who existed before, but he's the one who kind of revised it, who gave it a shape, who gave it a proper foundation. It happens from time and again, and now there have been many Patanjalis before that. But anyway, let's not get into that philosophy. The holistic approach that yoga has embraced towards addressing human body needs, its health, and spiritual advancement. But then we have some serious questions in it. Question number one: why yoga bodies don't look like what they're supposed to look like the lean gym bodies? I'm not talking about the bodybuilders, the lean, fit bodies. Most of the times they don't look like that. I'm going to address that one. Second, what does yoga do that other fitness forms don't? Let's discuss these 2 points as fast as possible. Number one, I have discussed this many times in many of my videos, that ancient yoga bodies, which means monks, mostly we refer to monks. There are a lot of people who did yoga, but we don't have their pictures drawn, or we don't have any of their memory available to us, in the history. But mostly it is the monks, it is the sadhus, it is the sages that did yoga and benefited. They all look very, very fit as they look in this picture. Then why we don't see it in the people that embrace yoga? Why do they have these feeble bodies, these frail structures, or fat at times? I mean, there are rarely people who are supposed to look like yoga bodies, fit and fine. That is because of improper nutrition, improper exercises, and doing anything that you want to do that makes them feel good for a few minutes and calling that yoga. Not following. I mean, I'm just not talking about the students. Largely, teachers don't know. Look at their bodies. It's not just about the body. It's about the feeling. Do they look full of joy, full of life, like they are having a great time in their life? Number two, yoga benefits. There are enormous benefits if you really understood it correctly. Now, physical benefits everybody knows, but then I would like to add some. See, every other fitness form, except for Tai Chi, because that's an ancient art and there have been sages, there have been monks who have worked on that, so, it's just as good. So I'm not going to comment on that. Or Shaolin Kung Fu. But every other fitness form that is in trend, that most people do, mostly available in the cities, that's what I'm commenting on. Be it going to the gym, or doing Pilates, or doing aerobics, or any of that kind of stuff, which is all good. It pumps you up, it gives you some energy, and it gives you good work, that I understand. But what happens is, these are all built on trends. These are all built on necessities. When people got into stress, people needed some way out. This is because of the need. Of course, yoga is also out of the need of all this. But then it has had holistic approach, as I explained a little while ago. And there have been millions of people who have worked on that before, and they have contributed, they have revised it very well. But in the world of too much of information, overwhelming flow of information and overwhelming amount of so-called teachers all around, we have lost the original form of the art. And my research is all about restoring that one. When we talk about benefits, it goes multifold. It not only gives you the usual things that all fitness forms gives you, good toned muscles and energy and health. In other fitness forms, your body receives a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and there is no way to relieve them except for going for a chiropractor or timely massages. But massages are expensive and people cannot afford them all the time, and so most people don't go very often for a correct therapeutic massage. And even if they end up at that place, they start enjoying bodily sensational kind of massage packages, not the Ayurvedic, the one that is meant for relieving your stress and reconfiguring your nervous system. But yoga does that. It reconfigures your nervous system, and these small things where you cannot reach, other than yoga poses, other than yoga techniques, that relieves, that kind of sets up the entire thing. See, there's one particular scene in that animation movie called How to Train a Dragon. It's a funny animation movie. It's enjoyable. And I was watching with my niece one time, and suddenly what happens is this very weak, ignored type of a small dragon. It puts up with a fight with a very huge dragon, kind of a mafia boss. And when he gets really angry, when the energy really enters, because all these years he was fearful and he was fearing that whether I can face this or not. And one day he wakes up with fuller confidence and complete energy in his body, and he forgets who he is, and then he roars out in front of that mafia boss. And that time, a particular thing has been shown, and like they have a spine, like our spine, and all the spine kind of, all of the knots open up, tuck, 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 because that's exactly how it happens. Yoga unlocks everything in your body. The other fitness forms don't have this option. In this complicated structure called the body that we have, there are hundreds of tiny muscles. It is said that if human nervous system is spread across from end to end, that would be something like 70 to 75 kilometers long. Can you imagine this? I'm not joking. Google it and you will see. Yoga is the only system that has expanded to that extent of dealing with every one of them. All the muscle fibers. I have not excelled to that level as yet. Hopefully when Ashtanga completely happens, I'm not talking about the Mysore Kashtanga, I'm talking about the real Ashtanga, from Ekanga to Saptanga and Ashtanga. I have another video on that. You can twist and turn and do all of these things in order to gain what you can gain, as I explained. But in order to unlock, in order to reset your body, only yoga can do. This is the most basic thing for you to build upon. This is where you start, and this is where you end when you have gone through intense workout. A lot of people we see these days who are into bodybuilding, who are into other sorts of dances, other sorts of workouts, they also have one yoga session taking place at least once a week or twice a week at their places. Why? Because of that. It can warm up very well and get you ready for your workout, and also it can complete that towards the end, relaxing and bringing your entire body to a proper grounding. This is such a complicated system that we have. Yoga is the only thing that has studied and gone deep. It's unfortunate that we have lost the science, and it's also unfortunate that there are not many senior monks or teachers in this world as of now who can completely explain that. And those who can are not available. They are somewhere in the Himalayas, or they are not in human communication, or I have not come across one such person. Okay. Not just philosophizing or teaching, but showing in daily life as a living example. That's what I mean. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.